Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I would say thank you to the committee because of giving me a chance to giving presentation using video conference. It's because of my health condition that I cannot attend this seminar or this conference. Okay. First, I would introduce myself first. My name is Prima Fithri. I'm from Andalas University, Industrial Engineering of Andalas University. Okay, the title of my paper in this conference is the use of FMEA for the quality control analysis of greige fabrics, that case study in the weaving department of PT Unitex TBK. Okay, this paper is collaboration between my students and also my colleagues. That is Dede Jovianda is my students, and then Eri Widianto and Taufik. Okay, and we are all from Industrial Engineering of Andalas University. Okay, for the introduction, we know that increased consumer demand for personal needs such as clothing makes the level of competition in the textile industry more stringent, and also the quality is very important and very powerful tool in maintaining the company's business. Okay. And also, every company must improve its efficiency and minimize product defects that occur in every production process. In Indonesia, we see from the graph that demand for clothing product is increasing every year, and you can see from this figure from 2011 until 2018. Based on this data, it means that each industry must improve the quality for its product to be accepted by customer and be able to compete with the other industries. It means also that company must concern on the quality control. Because of the quality control has important role in the company. And increasing demand for a product also will impact the sales results for this company. PT Unitex TBK is one of the textile industry that manufactures fabrics, and then which consists of several processes. In general, the fabric production processes in PT Unitex TBK consists of spinning, weaving, and dyeing processes. Okay, the spinning process is processed by cotton or polyester yarn and blended with polyester. In the weaving section, the fabric is processed from yarn or blended yarn with other materials such as yarn weaving. With a process weaving the yarn so it becomes a raw cloth. Fabric defects occur in the weaving process. So from the observation, we see that the defect can be from weaving process. It is because the several causes that make fabric defective. And the weaving process, in the weaving process, we use the machine named as socky. And there are 7 types of socky machine, included new DB, AGL, and then so on, and then new AGL. And with so many defects that occur in a process, it will cause a harm to the company. And therefore, we need the research for that to minimize the defect, and then we choose the FMEA methods for the tools for production analysis, production control analysis. And then so that the objectives of this research is how to control the quality of the product defects in the greige fabric, and then using that method or FMEA method. Okay, the methodology that we use, the first method is literature study. The literature study we use to identify the existing system, the existing condition, that the identification of the problems that occur of the company. One of the main problems that occur is about the quality of the fabric production. And then after we get the problem, and then we collect the data, which are the data from the primary data and secondary data. The primary data is from the observation interview to the supervisor or to the person that related to this research. And then after we get the data, after we get the data, we process the data. We process the data using the FMEA method. The FMEA method, which consists of the type, the steps are: first, we identify the type of failure of the product, and then we identify the causes of the failure, and then we determining the rating of severity, occurrence, and detection, and then the last one, we rank the RPN or risk priority number. And from the result, we see this is the data, is the production result of defective fabrics by the type of fabric types and machine. And then also this is also the data we find the ranking of types of fabric defects that often occurs. And then from the type of fabric defect, we get 5 types that fabric defects that occur, such as Osatoshi and Usudan. And after that, we make the Pareto diagram for analyzing the type of fabric defects that occur. The average, the average of fabric defects for these periods. And after that, after we get we identify the 5 types of the fabric defect, and then we calculate the severity, occurrence, and detection from 5 factors, which is human, machine, material, environmental, and methods. RPN is multiplication between severity, occurrence, and detection. From that one, we found that the greatest severity points are found in the human factors. And then from this is because the human factors of the causes of fabric defects. And then from the detection, we also find the highest, and from the severity and the occurrence, we find the higher. After that, the highest. After that, we get the RPN or risk priority number from the multiplication between severity, occurrence, and detection. And we can conclude, after we processing the data, we conclude that that there are 5 types of fabric defects. That is Osatoshi, Nihon. Okay, after processing the data, we can conclude that there are 5 several types of fabric defects, that which are the Osatoshi, Nihon, Doshi, Usudan, Deer, and Atsudan. And also from the FMEA or from the RPN value, we can get that the highest RPN value is from the severity for the human factors, and the for occurrence for the less precision and control, and then the highest detection for value for engine maintenance. And then after that, because of the result, we can propose the recommendation that which are the, for example, that we can make the good SOP or standard operation procedure, and then making a form control for the machine, and then training the operator and communicating with the problem with the other section. Okay, maybe that's all for my presentation. I would say thank you again to the committee that giving me a chance. And wabillahi taufiq hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.